cloud computing, there are many types of cloud providers. Then we will cover AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. Okay, so in the process of learning cloud computing, and to be precise, Amazon Web Services, I will take some of the examples, daily life example, and I will try to explain you those examples, and I will relate those examples with this AWS thing, and I will not drag you very much into the theoretical aspect of AWS, because we are more into the application aspect. Okay, so let's see what AWS is. So AWS, so Amazon Web Services. Okay, so Amazon is a company which is providing web services. Okay, which is providing some services based on web. Based on web means there will be no hardware required. Okay, there will be at least some hardware will be required, but almost no hardware will be required in a broader way. You can understand it. So Amazon is a company which is providing some services based on web. These services are totally based on web. So you need internet, you need a web browser, and for that you need some kind of hardware to access the web browser and these things. But you don't require a heavy browser, or you don't require a heavy machine to do that. Okay. So let's see how these all things work. So directly getting into some of the point, and I will relate these points with some examples later on. Okay, so my aim is, as I have said, my aim is not to drag you into the theoretical aspect. Just I want to give you some intuitions, and then we will get into practical. Okay, so the cloud computing is remote virtual pool of resources. Okay, so basically how you can see it like this. So cloud, what happens, again a small story. So there are many organizations. Organizations are like Google, Facebook, then we have this Amazon. So based on Amazon, so we are concentrating on Amazon. Okay, so they have data centers. Okay, so what are data centers? These are the physical locations on Earth. Okay, these are some of the physical locations on Earth. Okay, so maybe this can be any part. Maybe this is Russia. Okay, so Amazon have made one of their data centers in Russia. Okay, so why to make data centers? Data centers have resources like computation resources, storage resources inside them. Okay, so what we do, whensoever we require, say you want to eat a pizza today. So you will require one oven, then you will require sauces, then you will require maybe cheese, then you will require technique how to make it. So this is the one way to make pizza. Second way will be directly call to Zomato will come to your doorstep and they will provide you the pizza. For the service you have to provide some amount. Okay, so what so same way cloud works. Okay, so what is cloud? So if you want to access all these resources, these are the computation and storage and other resources using a data center, which is somewhere in part of Earth. For now, which we are assuming that is in Russia, and it is a physical location. So now you want some computational resources. Okay, so you are at your home. You are at your home. Okay, and you are having a machine which is running on Mac OS. Let's say. Okay, now you want maybe GPU. You want GPU. Okay, you want a GPU and maybe 30 terabyte of memory. Okay, so what you can do, you can directly connect to the data center, or you can demand with AWS for Amazon for some of the GPUs and for 30 GB of memory. So what did they will you will be virtually connected to the data center, and using the data center you can use these resources. So this process is nothing but cloud process. Okay, this is the process like cloud involves all like you are able to do this just because of cloud. Okay, so that's the thing. Cloud is a virtual location. This is a virtual location in the internet from where you can access any resources which are being provided by Amazon. Okay, that's the thing. So this will be a virtual Amazon cloud. Okay, so what you can do, one thing you can do is you can demand for these resources, and Amazon will provide you, and they will charge some money for it. Okay, based on your resources used. Okay, and another thing, so why this cloud is very famous? This is because you are having a machine. Let's say you are having this MacBook, and you are having 6 GB of RAM, and you don't have a GPU. Okay, now you require a GPU for your data center. So one option will be you have to buy a different MacBook, a new MacBook which is having a GPU, or a Windows system or a Linux system. The core crux is you need to buy a hardware which is having GPU, which can maybe support a GPU, and that will cost you maybe some lakhs of rupees. And another way can be you can directly go to AWS, Amazon Web Services, and you can demand for a GPU maybe for 1 or 2 hours, and that's all. So it is like you want to go from your home to hospital, and now in the process you are buying a car, you are buying a brand new car to go there. No, just go to Ola or Uber, and they will drop you there with a small with some small pennies. They will charge you some small pennies, and they will drop you there, and they will take you up from there. You need not to maintain the car, you need not to maintain the driver, you need not to maintain anything. Same thing happen in Google Cloud, or in AWS Cloud, or in cloud. You need not to monitor anything. Just do your work and get out of there. Okay, that's the crux of it. Okay, the second point is which I want to mention is virtualization is the core of cloud computing. So virtualization is the core. See, you require a machine maybe of 30 GB RAM, maybe it's an example, 30 GB of RAM, and maybe 300 terabyte of memory. Okay, you require this machine, and it is hard to buy a machine like this. Okay, so or maybe you have to upgrade one machine. So what you can do, you can demand a machine uh, from Amazon, this kind of machine, and they will provide you a virtual machine. A virtual machine means you don't have a hardware attached to that machine. You can access this machine using a website, okay, or using Amazon Web Services. You can access this machine, okay. So that's a service. They are providing you a machine. That's a service from their side, and they will charge you for this service. Okay. So that's the thing. This is how everything is virtual. So virtualization is the core concept of cloud computing. And then the third point is virtual machines have different operating system. So virtual machine can have different operating systems. Say you want a system which runs on Linux operating system, you can get it. You want a system which runs on Windows operating system, you can get it. You want a system which runs on Mac OS, you can get it. Okay, that's the core concept. Now as I said, what we want is the main thing is remote. What I told you, this is in Russia, so this is the remote location. Virtual, that I told you, that's a machine which do not exist in real life. You cannot touch it, so that's virtual. Okay, and then pool of demand resources. So what are these resources? These resources can be computational resources. So computational resources, I told you, computational resources means any type of computer you want to make in a virtual world, you can make for yourself. Okay, then you have storages. Then inside your laptop you have maybe HDD attached with it. Now you need HDD. In general, HDD perform better than HDD. So you can demand a HDD over here in a virtual computer. Okay, and then you have to pay a bit more. Then databases. Then you can opt for a relational database or or no SQL databases. Okay, that is MySQL or MongoDB or other. Then when you make a website or kind of thing, then you have to manage the networking part. You have to make all the port private. Then you have to maybe break some of the backdoors. You have to break some of the loops. Then that's the thing. In networking, most of the time, operator, that is Amazon, they provide you all the networking thing. They provide you all the securities, and then on the top of everything, you have some dashboard and everything to monitor your resources. How many resources you are using, how many GPU power you are using, CPU power you are using, what will be your cost, what will be your upcoming cost. Then activity tracking you can do. Okay, so so one question you might be having, like, why in the first place we are talking about cloud? So why cloud? Now the question comes, why cloud computing? What is the use? So the first thing is on demand scalability. See, you have a task, you have a data science task, and you want a GPU. Okay, today, right now, what you will do? Can you buy a machine right now? Or maybe you can buy, but again, the second problem is you want a TPU now. You are tackling a second problem, maybe some other problem, and in that other problem you require a TPU. Now you cannot buy a TPU. Okay, because cost is involved over here, and you maybe you can buy it, but I guess that will not be a good way to do that, because I gave you the example. When you need to go from your home to a hospital, you don't buy a new brand car. You just go for Ola and Uber. That's the efficient way. So here the efficient way will be just directly go to the web services and demand some resources, demand some GPU maybe for 1 hour, and you have to pay for it. That's all. So the demand scalability is, now you require maybe 2 terabyte of memory, or maybe after that you require 20 terabyte of memory. So you can scale it directly by giving some more bucks. Okay, no hardware is required. See, your machines are all virtual. Okay, you are making all your machine in cloud, so you need not to maintain them much, and there no hardware is required. Okay, access application from any location of the world. Okay, so how you will access application or maybe your data from any part of the world? So the best example is Google Drive. Okay, what can be, like, Google Drive is the best example. So Google Drive provide you 15 GB of free data storage. So you upload everything on Google Drive and you can access that thing from any part of the world. Okay, so say you are having operating system Windows, you can access it. Linux, Mac OS. So operating system is nothing but access to your web. Okay, so if you can access the web, you can access your content. That's the core point. Then best security standard are taken. Then I don't know how you are putting your hard drive with you, or maybe you have put some password into it, but password is not the ultimate security. So they are having some of the best person out there who are securing their data, or who are securing their data centers. A variety of tools and variety of features are here. Okay, so there are more than 200 fully features or services. Amazon web services, they provide you all these. Okay, more than 200 features. So understand how big it is. Okay, and how reliable it will be. Then zero maintenance. You need not to maintain anything. Okay, most of the things are being maintained by the maybe the Amazon, that is the provider. Okay, then in the next video we'll get into the deployment part. So this is all about the theoretical part, I guess. That's all.